So lesson 3 is listings. So in real estate, and we're talking about this entire course is talking about getting you into momentum and building your business faster and creating that stability and a really strong foundation in your business. So we devote an entire lesson to listings. You can build your business faster in this business by focusing on listings. Now, if you're still in the first few years of real estate, you may be experiencing more buyers than sellers. That's not uncommon. I want to encourage you to really go after the sellers, because what's going to happen is when you have listings, listings attract buyers. Listings attract buyers. Listings create other opportunities for you to gain more clients. Buyers might, and that's only if you're being really purposeful with your buyers. So as you map out your business plan to really have a specific focus on listings will make a lot of sense. Now, the other piece of this listing formula is your listing presentation. It's your listing presentation. So what are you saying to sellers? What are you saying powerful to sellers? What's your full script? What's your full 30-minute, 60-minute script? And how internalized do you have it? Let's say you're in your second year in the business and you haven't had a lot of listings. So the plan is to get maybe 2 listings a month this year. Great, that would be 24 listings. Then you add buyers onto that, and that's a healthy business. That's a real healthy real estate business. But with your listing presentation, how many times have you actually practiced it? Practicing your listing presentation, it's possibly one of the most important things that you'll do in your business is to have that presentation down to a science. I think for a first, second, or third year agent, literally, I would go over that presentation 30, 40, 50 times. I'd write it, I'd rewrite it, I'd put it in a PowerPoint, I'd walk around the house and I'd say it over and over and over again. I would film myself, I would record myself, I'd do a test case with my BFF. I would go over it and over and over it. Very, very quickly, you'll look like a pro. And you need to be a pro with that conversation with your sellers. You need to be confident with that conversation with your sellers. You need to be in control of that conversation with your sellers. You need to nail that listing appointment. Practice, practice, practice. You must be in control of the conversation. You must be in control of the content. You must know the market. And you've got to stick with your program. If you're not confident in your seller program and able to convey that message to the sellers, you're going to encounter some sellers that want to throw you some curveballs, that want you to modify your program or do it their way or throw some extra things in. I like to say to sellers, I actually have a little script with it. I say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, the more we stick to the program, the more I can predict and control the outcome. Any deviation from that plan simply moves us from the A+ plan to the B plan, or the A- or the B plan, and I can give you the best results with the A+ plan. So please practice your listing presentation, really put some hours into it. Now in this next section, we're going to go over some solid questions that I'm going to encourage you to build into that listing presentation so that it is as effective and highest quality as possible. Listing questions. Now we've talked about practicing, so really want to encourage you to really put some time into knowing these questions and being really consistent with asking them, and have a cheat sheet when you're at your listing, either the pre-listing and at the listing presentation, so you're hitting all of these questions. But I'm going to rattle through some of my favorite questions and very powerful questions to use when you're working with sellers. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, what is most important to you in this process? Mr. or Mrs. Seller, what is the best feature of your home? What is the best feature in this neighborhood, in this location? What upgrades or improvements have you made? Is there anything positive or negative about your house or your neighborhood that could affect the price? Do you have any deferred maintenance? What is your budget to get the house ready to go on the market? Let me say that again. What is your budget to get the house ready to go on the market? Love that question. Here's some pricing and financial questions. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, what do you think the value of your house was at the peak of the market? What do you think the value is today? What is the price you will not go below? Do you have a mortgage balance on the home? Is there a second mortgage, or are there any liens on the property that will need to be paid upon the sale of the property? Do you need the proceeds from this home for the purchase of your next home? Are you familiar with how buyers determine value in this area? Let's take a look at that. Now here's a few of what I call the power questions, and the power questions really have some money attached to it. These can make you some money. So here are the power questions. Power question number 1. Is this the only home you have to sell, or are there others? Is this the only home you have to sell, or are there others? Power question number 2. Is there anyone else you know who may need our services? Is there anyone else you know who may need our services? We're already setting up appointments for next quarter.
Good morning.
Power question number 3. What else do you need to see from us that can help you move forward with the process? What else do you need to see from us that can help you move forward with the process?